Hi everybody, hope you're all having a great day. This reading is going to be a general reading for today. We're just going to tap into the energies, see what comes through, only take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If it's not your story, don't try to make anything fit. We're going to start off here with the Moonchild Tarot deck and just grab some energies around this to begin. So first of all, we have the Magician. What else do we have? We have the Fool in reverse. And we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So we've got Aries energy here, lots of Aries energy. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. We also have the Two of Cups in reverse. So let's start here. Okay, so the Magician energy talks about having everything that we need to create a desired result, to manifest, to alchemize energies, any of this type of energy, right? So we just went through these holidays. We were, trying to create maybe a lovely time with people. Maybe even just cooking a feast, right, for family and friends. That won't be for everybody. This could also be somebody that is very lonely and going through a lot of grief and heartache during the holidays. And this would be trying to alchemize that energy, trying to get beyond the sadness and make some changes. This could also be resolutions, moving forward, getting ready for that new year and making resolutions to create a healthier lifestyle. With the Fool in reverse, this could feel like we did something, we took action on something, and we feel foolish for it. Maybe we thought something without all the information and jumped to conclusions. This could be we've been trying something and it isn't working out the way we had hoped. And, maybe we've had some loss. We've had loss. We could have had some, an ending that, we are struggling to find the reason. So with that, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. This could be that, we took control of something and, kind of jumped the gun. It could have been forceful change. We could have been in our ego. We could have lost in the material world in some way. We could have, just kind of jump to conclusions or not thought something through. And, we were left, maybe out in the cold, or we were left looking like the bad guy in some way. We could have, even lost a job. There could be something here where we just don't feel like we have the tools anymore to carry on in some manner in which we were trying to, create a desire. So because the bottom of the deck, we have these cards here, we may have let go of something that was a burden. Maybe we ended a situation to start something new only to feel like, oh, maybe I jumped the gun. Maybe I wasn't ready for this. Maybe I'm not in my power. Maybe I don't have what it takes to do something here. With the Knight of Wands, that's that energy again, sort of like the Fool's energy, where it's like, I'm rushing in, I'm gonna do this, I'm not thinking things through. Maybe also it could be like, I started this, but I don't want to end it. I'm non-committal. I, just want fast pace, excitement, and I don't want to deal with the fallout or the backlash of letting something go, of, giving my responsibility to someone else only for them not to follow through. Something like this, right? And then we have the Queen of Swords here. So the Queen of Swords can be a divorced woman, a feminine energy. We do have two feminine energies here. This doesn't mean that this is not pertaining to a male. What this means is this could be something emotional. This could be something around our home life that isn't working out. This could be communication. Maybe our communication has been very abrupt. Maybe we've spoken words to a person without them receiving it well. Maybe we've said things that we regret. This feels like an energy of something going on beneath the surface that has come out. And it does seem to be possibly romantic. This could be that there was a situation where, you know, we were unhappy with another person and we spoke, bluntly to them. We spoke our truth. We did something without maybe even thinking about how it would make them feel. This could be, we started a fight. We started a fight and we just let it all out. We put all our cards on the table and now we're kind of feeling bad about it. We're feeling like we hurt somebody or we didn't get the results that we were hoping for. So I'm going to move these out of the way and I'm going to get some tea leaf cards here and see what might be going on. We have pay attention to your work. What else? We've got the boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. This could very well be somebody could have quit their job and tried to be an entrepreneur and try to start something without really understanding the details that are involved in a situation. We have the rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. This could have to do with somebody that was a boss and maybe you kind of messed up a bit at work and they are not having it. If this is romantic, this could be you could have spent too much money during the holidays. This could be that you are walking away from your person again, and you feel like you do all the work and they're not keeping up their end of the bargain. We do have beware of greed. So this could be you or the other person. Maybe it's not an equal give and take in some way. And then we have a cracked cup, dissatisfaction with life. So that's just it, right? When we're in relationships or in any type of situation and we are not satisfied with ourselves, we're not happy with our performance, we're not happy with the way we're living our life, we aren't being authentic and honest about our true feelings, this easily makes us feel like it's the other people involved. They're the ones that are making me feel this way. They're the ones that aren't, fulfilling me. And we always have to go back and look at ourselves. We always have to decide to take the responsibility and change ourselves in order to get the results that we're looking for. So this reading could very well indicate that someone is doing this. Somebody has decided that they're just not happy with the way things are going. And so they've decided they are going to change it up. And in doing so, they may have, really created chaos and conflict in their lives. They may feel like they made a mistake. I should have just shut my mouth. I should have just kept going with the way things were. Who cares if I'm unhappy? Maybe it's some type of regret in this sense. So I'm going to go into this Kipper deck here and see what energies are coming through. We have sorrow, despair, suffering, anguish, sadness. So definitely somebody could have been feeling some type of grief, feeling like they messed up, feeling like there's loss and suffering in some sense here. We have a fight, unknown, fear, uncertainty, and chaos. So sometimes when we speak our truth, we create conflict, right? Because other people may not take it the way we want them to. Maybe we're just trying to express ourselves and somebody else is not able to distance themselves from your emotions. So if there's like a codependent type energy and someone says, you know what, I'm really not happy with a situation the way that it is, I would like for us to try something different. They're not necessarily blaming the other person. They're saying, you know, in order for us to be happy in this, we both have to have our needs met. And therefore, let's try to create change. And somebody else might not see it that way. They're taking it personally. They're taking it like you are, putting all the blame on them and making them feel they're not good enough. We have imprisonment, constraints, limitations, secrets, misfortune. So, when our needs are not being met, when somebody can't hear us, when we're speaking a different language, we can often feel alone. We can feel like we've abandoned ourselves. We can feel like another person is suffocating us. It's always about us, though. It's always about taking our power back and doing what we need to do for ourselves, right? We don't live our lives for other people, right? To have harmony in relationships, two people have to be living their lives for themselves. And when they make themselves happy and when they make themselves feel, like they're being responsible and accountable for their own life, then it's easier to come together with another person that's doing the same thing, right? And then come into harmony. We don't always want the same thing as somebody else. We don't have to continue to go along with something that isn't feeding us. Energetically, we would be drained if we continue to live a dynamic that isn't right for us. It drains our soul. It makes us depressed. It makes us lack motivation. It makes us feel really shitty about ourselves. So this is really about, trying to step out of a dynamic that we feel is holding us back without putting the blame on someone else. This is about being accountable to our lives, right? We have to live with ourselves. We have to, face ourselves every day. And if we aren't inspired, if we are, doing something repetitively that is making someone else happy, but is just like destroying us, taking away our peace, making us feel stuck or trapped, then that's not where we're meant to be, right? And it's unfortunate because, a lot of people get hurt, but you're hurting yourself by staying stuck. So this next card we have is the Lady, beauty, empathy, joy, caring, advice. So the Lady is sort of that divine feminine energy. We've had a lot of this divine feminine energy coming through, communicating, taking action, but feeling like they're not really in their power, feeling stuck in a situation, feeling trapped, feeling like we don't have the tools to make these changes. And yet, when we do take action, we have to let go of control. We can't control how another person is going to react, right? So in the beginning, when we had the Fool and the Magician, and the Queen of Wands come out, this is somebody that cannot control the outcome, cannot control how the people around them perceive them or take it, right? They can't control how somebody receives it. So we can't foresee that future, but we can be present in the moment and allow ourselves to act according to what we need in the moment. And we can only live in the moment, right? And that's why there's so much fear that comes up around this, because the fear is really about the unknown, about in the future, about, if somebody else is going to leave us, or if someone else is going to react in a certain way. We have no control of that, and we can't live our lives tiptoeing around, walking on eggshells to make sure somebody else, behaves the way we need them to. So this kind of feels like there could be a tower moment here. This feels like there could be a situation that somebody really is trying to fix or trying to change within themselves, and it's coming, outward into their relationships, and there's going to be massive amounts of chaos and conflict because it's not just you. There's another person that's going to react however they react. You can't control it. And so therefore, we have her thought, dreams, longing, craving for love. So, if this is still something that is in your head, this just talks about the actions that are needed. Think things through. Know that you are safe and whole and complete, and, you're doing your best. And, it's fine. You have desires, you have needs, you have wants. This is a good thing. This isn't a selfish thing. But how you handle a situation determines if, you're acting correctly, right? Of course, you have to be concerned with other people. Of course, you have to, not do anything deliberately to harm another person. But there is nothing wrong with doing the right thing for you. So I feel like that is very important for someone to know, because if someone has taken action and they have spoken their truth and it has turned out horribly, it is important to know that if you did everything that you could in integrity, then that's all you can do. You cannot control how someone reacts to that, okay? But it is important for you to live a healthy, happy life. And people aren't always going to be happy with the decisions that you make. All right, so I'm going to go into, where is my deck here? I'm going to go into my Twin Flame Journey Love Oracle deck. And we're going to see what comes through from that. All right. So I'm going to just spread them out. Here we go. Let's see what's going to come through here. We've got a wake-up call. Have I gone mad? Is this situation so horrible that I'm going to blow up my life, right? Have I, maybe gone down some type of rabbit hole, gone into my head too much, where I'm overthinking things, I'm creating problems where there isn't any? Like, there's something going on here that we're questioning our sanity. We're questioning if what we need, what we want, is insane, right? And what I'm going to say to that is, there's always more than one path ahead, and none of them are wrong. But again, are you living your highest, best life? Are you in integrity? The way that you handle a situation is always going to be number one. It's the key. There's nothing wrong with growing and changing. People don't grow and change together, they grow apart. If people are meant to be together, a separation isn't going to change that. Having some type of conflict isn't going to change that. People have to be willing to put in the effort to do the work, to try to have some kind of middle ground, to find a meeting point, right, in the connection. So this is just, questioning, who am I? What is my role? Where do I want to be? Where am I going? And feeling foolish for maybe, not seeing things through or not overthinking something to the point where we don't act. Because this is about action. This is about making change. Now we do have this card here of sex. Do you ever fantasize about being with me? This might be something that is going on in a relationship. Maybe one of the people is fantasizing about someone else. Maybe they are feeling like they are, wanting to leave this relationship for another person. And what I want to say to that is, when you are focused on another person, you're not doing what's right for you. You are hiding your truth. You are running from some type of dynamic or problem or something within you that you don't like, or you're looking for the answers outside of yourself. Somebody's making you feel good. Well, why can't you make yourself feel good? If somebody is giving you some type of feeling that is like, wow, I have to be with this person, I feel so great around them, that's a bonus when you already feel good. And that is not going to sustain a relationship. So remember, it's two whole people coming together to bring, a bonus energy. They're bringing harmony. They're bringing something to the table that isn't a need. They're not filling a need here. So if somebody here is fantasizing about, oh, what would it be like? I'm stuck in a situation that I'm just not happy in. I don't like my partner. I don't want them anymore because they're not fulfilling a need for me. This is saying, don't just jump into something because you feel attracted to someone else, because you're fantasizing about how wonderful something's going to be, because it won't be. It will not be, or it will not be sustainable because it's the wrong reasons. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to another person. That is always sort of the initial connection, is some type of an attraction, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but a relationship is more than just that. And so, are you crazy that you can't get someone out of your mind? No. Are you crazy that you feel this intense attraction to somebody? No. But it's what you do with it, and it's where it's coming from that's important. So think beyond the physical. Think beyond, the fantasy, and, just really understand yourself well enough to know, is this just a lusty, connection? Is this something that, I feel addicted to? Is it something that I'm obsessed with? Is it something that is stopping you from really focusing on a problem? Do you have some type of issue that you need to work through and you don't want to deal with it, so you're fantasizing about how wonderful someone else is? I don't know. Let's move on. Let's see what else comes through here. We have grief. Will this ever get easier? So we've got grief now with, do you fantasize about me? So, okay, let's say you're in a situation and you spoke your truth, you are not happy in it, it ends, and all of a sudden now you're missing the person you no longer had. You could very well feel a lot of grief around this. I messed up. I lost something that I really didn't want to lose. That's for some. For another, it might be you were in a situation and you were fantasizing about someone else and you stepped out of that relationship and you lost, what you had. And this sex never lived up to what you hoped it would be. And now you're like, again, I messed up. This is all about learning something, learning about what's important to you, learning about how you show up in your own life, how you show up for people that you care about. And, we all fantasize about the other, the greener grass, right? What's on the other side of this life? If I'm bored in my life and I'm feeling discontented, then what would change that? And you're never going to find it outside of yourself. You always need to understand why you're feeling these things and what you can do to change your mental thoughts, to change your heart. Maybe we're in a situation where we feel we can't be vulnerable. We feel we can't open our hearts. We're afraid of being hurt. We're afraid of being rejected. There's always some type of fear here. So, ask yourself the question, right? Maybe we've been hurt in the past and we carry an immense amount of grief, and we change and we take that grief and we use it in a sexual way. And it makes us feel alive. You're running from your grief. You're running from your pain. You're running from the core wounds, the core of who you are, your soul. Like, these are things we need to look at here. It's not so cut and dry with the actions that we take. It goes deeper than that. We have to be aligned spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Are we in alignment? We do have a card here of divorce. Why don't you love me anymore? Okay, so, this could be the key. This could be that somebody jumped the gun, they ended a situation, then they felt foolish because it was over. They chased after some type of fantasy and it didn't hold up to what they had, right? And this is the consequence. Living in the pain and the grief. Living in now a fantasy. I remember what it was like to be with this person and I don't have it anymore. Why? Why did I follow through with this? There's a reason for it. Get to the heart of the matter. Do the work. Figure out why you did it. Figure out why you fell into some type of self-sabotage. It wasn't because you just jumped out of something to, chase a fantasy. There's something else going on here. You felt unfulfilled. You felt like your needs weren't being met. You felt like there was something better for you. You felt like you were suffocating, right? Those things came out earlier. So it's not the other person that did this to you. It's you. You were not in your power. You were not coming from a heart place. And this could be the other person. You got to flip the reading for however it resonates with you. I'm just speaking generally here. There's a person here that was not being accountable to their role in a situation. And now that they're out of the situation, they feel foolish. They feel like they messed up. They threw something away that they can't get back, and they're in grief. But it's up to them now to do the right thing. And whether that is to try to make amends with the person they lost, or is it to find peace within themselves, find the love that they need to give themselves, right? Self-care here. Looking at ourselves, accepting our faults, accepting our darkness, accepting our pain, accepting our vulnerabilities, really taking a look at our actions, our roles, why this happened, and how moving forward we can be a better version of ourselves, how we can grow from it, how we can be accountable, how we can make amends, how we can, maybe moving forward in a new relationship different, right? So it's about making changes and growing here. Because if we remain the same, we're going to get the same result again. So wake up to ourselves. Let's wake ourselves up here and see things from a different point of view, okay? Now we have the friendship card. What do you think I should do? Now, it is very clear here that there was other people involved in the situation. So whether that be a love interest or a friend, there were people here saying, you know what, why don't you just take a leap of faith and leave the unhappiness, leave the situation behind, leave this person behind and just go be happy somewhere else. Somebody was whispering, you could have it all. You could do that. The grass is going to be greener. Somebody here was listening to advice that was not good. It was not good advice. It was not this person's initial ideas, because we did have the person was just feeling burdened. They were just feeling like they weren't being heard. They were just feeling like they weren't aligned in the situation they were in at the moment. But they wanted to make changes for themselves to create some type of new happiness, but they weren't paying attention to their suffering, right? We had this card here. They weren't paying attention to what they were really deeply feeling. And so they created some type of fight here, because now they're acting upon what somebody else has told them. You're longing for a new situation. You're dreaming for something better. And the only way you're going to get that is if you leave where you're at, because where you're at is making you feel trapped, right? It's making you feel trapped, and you're never going to fulfill your potential if you continue to feel trapped. Okay, this could have been a friend, this could have been a family member, or this could have been a third-party romantic situation happening. But because this person didn't know themselves well enough, they fell into another trap. And this trap is giving them the opportunity to either wake up and do the work and make amends and change, or they're just settling for this new path that they took. And this new path they took is leaving them feeling grief. It's leaving them feeling like they're fantasizing about what they had. Let's get one more here. Loving thoughts. Okay, so we had loving thoughts already. Well, we had her thoughts, dreams, longing, craving for love. So, loving thoughts, do you really want to know how I feel? Have they actually gone within and understood how they feel, why they feel it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that they've done any kind of healing work and they've really internalized why, the core reasoning why. Or are they still looking outside of themselves to look and say, well, you didn't do this and that's why. Well, you didn't say this and that's why. They're putting it on someone else. But what I want to say is this person has emotions. This person feels deeply about this situation. But I feel like they haven't understood their person. They haven't understood the depth of how their person felt, and they haven't considered them in this. They're very selfish in their thinking. They're thinking only about what they put out and what they get back. And I don't feel like they're sharing their emotions. They're not sharing, what really happened, their truth. And they're keeping it to themselves. And I feel like they're not sharing that with anyone. I don't think that they ever admitted to this friendship or to this third party their vulnerabilities and how they actually felt about the person that they are divorced from or that they were with. But I do have here forbidden. Is the risk worth the reward? And we can see in this reading, so far, no, because of the loss that they shared. But that doesn't mean that down the road, in the future, it wouldn't have been worth it. Maybe they lacked integrity in how they did it, was not worth it. But there's a key here, and that key opens up something that's hidden, something within them that they have the opportunity to now face and embrace and make some changes. So, I'm going to get some words here. Let's get some words and see, is there anything that we need to know about this situation, about this person? Let's see. Water under the bridge. That might be something they say. Oh, it's all just water under the bridge. Just move on. Just forget about it. Why do you dwell here? Maybe they feel like, I dropped this because I saw it as a burden and I'm moving on. This doesn't bother me at all. But there is so much I want to tell you. There's so much I want to tell you. Remember, they had the loving thoughts card. So, there's a lot of stuff you don't know, is what they're saying. And maybe they feel like, I'm not going to tell you because it's water under the bridge. I'm not ready. So they're not ready because they haven't faced their truth. They haven't looked at the real core reason. The chemistry between us is off the charts. So yeah, they had the fantasy, right? They're thinking about you. They're thinking about, all the memories and how sexually attracted they are to you. But they're not ready to do anything beyond that. We have toxicity. Yeah, I don't feel like this person is healthy. But we have, please forgive me. So they're not saying it. They would love for you to forgive them. They would love for you to say, this is all just water under the bridge. Let's just let it go and start over. That's not reality though, right? It's not reality, and they know it, right? If they didn't know it, they would be coming back saying this, but they're saying they're not ready. I wish I could fix things between us. So they do wish this. But does that change the pain? Does that change, the circumstances of what happened? No. These are more fantasies. This person has to live in reality. I miss you. So I'm going to leave that there. And I hope that this helps somebody. Again, take the situation and flip it to, however it fits in your rules. So you might be the masculine or the feminine, and you might just be in those energies, but don't try to make anything fit that is not your story. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of it. It helps me. It helps me bring more readings. And, even if you have a suggestion about a certain reading that you might want to see, I'm open to that. Also, if you're interested in my Twin Flame Journey Love Oracle, it is for sale. You can find that link in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.